Herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Episode von Gone Home. Mir ist leider das Spiel wieder mal abgeschmiert in der letzten Episode, wegen dem ist es nur 12 Minuten gegangen. Leider haben wir meine Erklärung dazu nicht mehr gehört, weil die nicht mehr auf der Aufnahme gesehen ist. Aber ja, wir fahren weiter und zwar nochmal Misfits und triggern Audiolog. So.
At Todd's brother's place after the show, there was only a futon to sleep on, so Lonnie and I shared it. The lights went out. I was turned toward her. My eyes started to adjust, and then I could see she was looking at me, too. In the dark, she smiled. My heart was beating so fast. I rolled over. I felt so, I don't know, nervous. After a minute, she put her arm around me and was so close and whispered in my ear, "I really like you." I just nodded my head, and I really hope she could tell. I really hope that she meant what I think she did. I felt like a shook-up can of soda ever since. I hope we have the chance to talk before I explode.
Adjusting to the dark. Mal anschauen. Warte, wo soll ich den haben? Ah, Journal, okay. Ja, ein wenig Liebe und der recht düsteren Stimmung, die wir hier haben. Yeah! Oldschool Garage Rock. Ah. The Accidental Savior. John Russell. Ist ehrlich gesagt ein bisschen laut, aber hey. Nein, ich muss da abstellen. Sorry, too much Punk Rock. So, jetzt kommen wir hier. Der Brief lesen. Terry, hey man, how have you been? I know you're a published author and everything now, but my editor and HF aficionado has too much review work to do around, and he's looking for another freelancer. Naturally, I thought of you. You were saying in your last letter how much of a pain it's been trying to find a publisher for your latest work of literature, and writing stereo reviews is that simple. Sit at home with a glass of scotch, listen to some records and write up how it sounds, and then get paid. I've included some issues of the Mac to use as examples. If you're interested, send some samples to my editor and tell him your old college gnome. What? Ich kann es nicht lesen, sorry. Mike sent you. Here's the address. David Werning, Reviews Editor, IV Aficionado Magazine. Do it, Mike. Jetzt muss das Buch echt nochmal anschauen. Das hat sein Vater geschrieben. Ihr Vater geschrieben, nicht sein Vater. John Russell knows that the president's life hangs in the balance, but who would believe him? Was haben wir denn hier? Videosammlung, was haben wir hier? Airplane, Moonraker. Und da unten? Beetlejuice, Robocop, Blade Runner, alles Klassiker. Was haben wir noch da? JFK, X-Files Season 1. Sehr viele Episoden. The Andromeda Strain. The Time Machine. Fantastic Voyage, Top Gun. Und da unten? Warte mal. Clash of the Titans. Natürlich der Klassiker, ein paar werden sicher nur schon mehr kennen. Umkleidekabine. The Heaving of the Edge of the World. Samantha Greenberry. Story, The Turtle People. Part 1. Oh. Okay, noch 2 Seiten. Captain Allegra looked off at the ocean. It went on forever, or so it seemed. Someday she would find the edge and get to the paradise there. Then she heard a cannon fire. Boom! It was the black pirate ship, she yelled. She yelled, I thought we lost them at Horse Island. The first mate said, looks like you thought too soon. The black ship came up along the side. Captain Black himself came out on the deck of the black ship. He yelled to Captain Allegra, you're never gonna find the edge. There ain't no paradise, and your father were a liar. Captain Allegra yelled back. Then why do you keep following us, you imbecile? The first mate yelled out, we'll stop you, Captain Black. We'll find the edge of the world, and you'll see her father was no liar. The battle kept going until Captain Allegra's ship got away. Now west, she said, and the ship sailed towards the sunset. Das ist eine richtig typische Kindergeschichte. Wobei sie noch 2 Seiten hat, aber eigentlich recht viel Inland gehabt, wenn man so Inhalt gehabt, wenn man jetzt drüber nachdenkt. So, making friends, Sam thought this might help that. Oh man. Das freut einen sicher als Kind. Feeling lonely, it's a piece of cake to make friends. Never worry again about having friends to spend time with. This book will teach you to make friends even when you're shy. Oh man.
You know that feeling where the first moment you see someone, it's like they have a big gold star around them, and you have to get to know them? Well, there's this girl. I think she's a senior. She's usually dressed kind of punk. But sometimes I see her in this, like, army uniform, and she's always drawing in this notebook, looking so intense. I had no idea how I would ever, like, have an excuse to talk to her. Till I noticed she and her friends hang out and play Street Fighter at the 7-Eleven every day after school.
Wow, noch Fettflecken drin, Mann. Okay. Wir sind in der Reihenfolge, jetzt ist das wahrscheinlich so mehr so der Anfang gesehen, wie sie die anderen kennengelernt hat. 7-Eleven. Haben wir hier bei uns nicht. Ich habe aber auch schon oft gesehen, im Ausland gibt es eigentlich überall. So, was sagt der Brief? Hi Terry, enclosed please find a Pioneer CLDD 703 unit with remote and cables. We need a half-page review for the October issue, so that gives you about 2 weeks to get us the copy for edit. Standard stuff like you gave us on the CLDD 502. It's a combi player, so check its CD playback with a few discs as well as Laserdisc. And they want us to definitely hit the signal to noise ratio and tossling stuff for high-end buyers. Looking forward to your take on it and show the unit, Dave. Laserdisc. Schön, schön, schön. Kennen wir doch auch noch. Genauso verschollen wie die HD-DVD. Was sicher noch einige kennen, der Streit, also der Kampf, was es wieder gegeben hat damals. Blu-ray oder HD. Ich bin eigentlich auf der Seite von der HD gesehen, aber Blu-ray hat dann gewonnen, was ja... Es ist einfach ansprechender gewesen. Blau ist immer schöner. Ah, das Programm X-Files, schön markiert. Was haben wir denn hier noch? Family Matters, Mantis, Boy Meets World, Dave's World, ich kenne nur Wayne's World. Theater of Blood, kenne ich noch irgendwas? Robocop natürlich. Ah, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Cool. Ah, Full House ist auch noch gelaufen. Oh Mann. Eine sehr, sehr gute Serie. Wo man sich heute wahrscheinlich gar nicht reinziehen kann. Schrecklich ist es gewesen. US National Forestry Manual, Northwest Region, Prescribed Burn Procedures and Precautions. Ja, schön, schön, schön. Coupons, Coupons. Bunch of Beer, was? Ah nein, schade. Ah, wir mal Map noch mal anschauen. Wo sind wir eigentlich? Ah, da. Okay, noch 2 Räume mehr haben wir da. It is dark and lonely in here. Hey, das Haus ist schon recht gross, hä? Eine kleine Bar, ich wette, das es wird da irgendjemand abhängen in dieser komischen Bar. Ich suche eine Liste. Ah, da. Zack. Ein weiterer Stauraum. Ah, mehr Ausgaben von seinem Buch. Ah, was haben wir in der Box? Noch mehr Bücher. Samantha, please give this to your mother. Janice, thank you for having Danny over to your new home. He has missed having his friend Samantha in the neighborhood very much. Danny asked if you could lend Samantha his Nintendo Street Fighting tape, and I gave my permission. He needs to spend less time with those games anyway. No hurry mentioning it. Let Samantha know that she is welcome back to our house to visit anytime. Sincerely, Mary.
When you live in one place your whole life, your next door neighbor is kind of like your default friend. And Daniel only got weirder over the years. So moving away has been a good excuse to, not see him anymore. But he did always have the good Nintendo games. Maybe I'll give him a call.
Die Sau. Einfach ausnutzen wegen Nintendo. Was haben wir denn da? Whisky Wodka. Geht nicht kaputt. Han distilled in Ireland. Irish whiskey. Dear Mr. Greenbeer, I write to inform you that unfortunately Mercury Books will be unable to publish your follow-up to The Accidental Pariah despite the low sales of The Accidental Savior. We went ahead with publication of the second book in hopes of the John Russell series catching on. However, sales of the second book have in fact been lower than those of the first, and so our stewardship of the series must end here. It has been a pleasure working as your publisher, and we wish you and John Russell the best in your future endeavors. Bin mir nicht sicher. Sincerely, Donald Fripps, Publisher, Mercury Books Inc. Okay, nicht so erfolgreich gesehen, aber hey, ich meine, er hat 2 Bücher geschrieben. Platte spielen. Was läuft?
Somehow I always knew that someday we'd be through. Now that it's happened, I just can't believe it's true. I've done the best I could, keep from feeling blue.
Das ist der Music Room, okay.
Can't get you off my mind.
Das sind alles Scheiße, Mann, das sind alles Schallplatten. Das sind erst jetzt. Holy shit. Schau, kann man da mit ein bisschen rumschmökern. Das erinnert mich ehrlich gesagt ein bisschen an Dschungelbuch. Ich bin der König im Affenstall. Ich möchte sein wie du. Ich möchte gehen wie du, stehen wie du. Ich will jetzt noch ewig weitermachen. Also, was haben wir da für einen Katie? Please tell Mom and Dad sorry about the stuff that's missing. Sam. Und da unten. Hi Lonnie, so if you wanted to come over to my house still this afternoon, that would be cool. I can drive. It's kind of far, but I can drive you home too, so hopefully that's fine. Right back and leave this in my locker if you still want to, and we can meet in the parking lot after 6. Samantha. Yeah, I'm totally in. See you there. Then I'm gonna kick your butt. Get ready.
So you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? Yeah, turns out it applies to Street Fighter too. At least I worked up the courage to walk into the 7-Eleven and ask for a turn, but all that practice at home did not exactly translate in the wild. So after I was finished getting my butt kicked, I followed them outside while they smoked. And that was when she asked me if I was that psycho house girl. But then she said she's always really wanted to see the psycho house. Her name is Lonnie. She's coming over tomorrow.
Lonnie, don't come to the psycho house, Lonnie. Mann, wieso ist die Tür verschlossen? Ich will weitergehen. Wir haben noch 1 X da. Und zwar müssen wir jetzt jetzt müssen wir da irgendwie zurückkommen. Das Haus ist so gross. Das muss hier auf der Seite sein, oder? Genau. Was haben wir da innen? Private, do not read. 3 Seiten. The Green Glacier, part number 2. Ist von der Samantha. Allegra and her scouting party peered down warily through the dense canopy of rustling leaves from their perch high in the forest branches. Mere feet away, sunlight shone brightly off the inner ice walls of the glacial basin in which the forest grew. It was a strange sight indeed, such lushness juxtaposed with the frigid ice formations. Allegra leapt forward without hesitation, bounding through the high branches. The first mate had been captured by the Green Glacier's Amazonian tribe. His life hung in the balance. "We have to hurry!" Allegra's party followed behind, moving quietly as a breeze through the greenery. Allegra landed in the clearing and shouted, "Stop!" She saw the Queen Amazonian up on her pedestal, reaching for the lever that would drop her first mate on into the wet below. She shouted, "No!" and flung her saber at the Amazon's reaching hand, but it was too late. The first mate screamed as he fell toward the water, then splashed down, and all was eerily silent. Allegra looked on, frozen in fear and remorse. She had been a moment too late. But then, from the wet, something began to emerge, a head of dark brown hair, just like the first mate's, then the shoulders and sleeves of his coat, soaking wet. But as the figure stood and the water poured down, Allegra saw that the first mate had changed. He was no longer a man at all. In fact, what looked back at her were the eyes, the face, the hair and hands and body of a woman, still in the first mate's clothes, still the first mate. She spoke in a soft, clear voice. "Captain?" The Amazonian queen said. "She is one of us now. She is ours." Allegra drew her magical flint-lock pistols from her belt, and her crew readied their swords. Allegra glared into the queen's eyes and said, "That's the love of my life, and you can't have her." Was haben wir da noch für das Ticket? Stopp. Das ist leider abgerissen. Half of Sam's Locker Combo. Ah. Okay. Jetzt haben wir, glaub, alle Sekunden da unten. Kann das sein? Ja, das Basement ist einfach noch gesperrt. Oh, ich sehe gerade, ich habe gar nicht auf die Zeit geschaut. Ich bin so vertieft, ich sehe gerade. Okay, das wäre es dann von dieser Episode. Mal schauen, nächstes Mal müssen wir noch das dritte Compartment, finden. Und zwar das hier, das X. Aber da kommen wir nicht rein. Ja, Rätsel über Rätsel. Wir werden sehen, wie es weitergeht. Auf jeden Fall vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.